Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are right now. Welcome to Digital English.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Emma. And today we are talking about something that happens every single day for most people, the morning routine in the kitchen.
Yes, and before we jump in, I want to say something. If you are listening to this while you are in the kitchen right now, making coffee maybe, or waiting for your toast,
Oh, that is perfect.
that is literally the best way to listen to this episode. You're already living the vocabulary.
Okay, so let's start from the very beginning. Like, you just woke up, you walk into the kitchen, what do you do first?
Honestly, I just stand there for a second, not doing anything, just existing.
Then that is not helpful for our listeners.
Okay, fine. The first thing most people do is make coffee or make tea. Those are two extremely important phrases.
Yes, and notice the verb there. We say make coffee. We say make tea. Not do coffee, not cook coffee. Make.
Right. I make coffee every morning. That's a very natural sentence. Very simple, very useful.
And if you want to say it in the present simple, because this is a routine, something you do every day, you say, I make coffee every morning.
Or, she makes coffee at 7 o'clock. Notice the S at the end when we say she or he or it. She makes, he makes. That's just how English works in the present simple.
Good catch, Ben. Okay, so we have make coffee and make tea. What else?
Well, boil water, especially if you're making tea. You boil the water boils.
I boil water for my tea. Simple, beautiful, very A1.
And then maybe you pour the water into the cup. I pour the hot water into my mug.
Okay, wait, let me ask something, because I know some people might be wondering, what's the difference between a cup and a mug?
Ooh, good one. A cup is usually smaller and more elegant, like what you might use at a fancy cafe.
Yes, and a mug is bigger. It's the one you hold with both hands on a cold morning, the one that says something like "World's Best Boss" on it.
I actually have one of those. It was a gift. I don't know if it's true, but I appreciate it.
Okay, so cup and mug. Both are correct, both are used, but in everyday conversation, especially in the morning, people usually say mug.
I drink my coffee from a mug. My favorite mug is blue. Very useful.
All right, now let's talk about breakfast. The word breakfast is made of two words, actually, break and fast, because when you sleep, you don't eat for many hours, so the morning meal breaks that fast.
Wow, okay. I knew that, but it still sounds interesting every time.
Okay, so what do people eat for breakfast? Common things in the kitchen. Let's go through some vocabulary.
All right, toast. Toast. Toast is bread that you put in the toaster and it becomes warm and crunchy.
I make toast. The toast is ready. I eat toast with butter every morning.
And the machine you use to make toast is called the toaster. Very logical, very English.
Yes, English is logical sometimes. Okay, what else?
Eggs, very popular breakfast food. You can fry an egg, you can boil an egg, you can scramble eggs.
So those are three important verbs: fry, boil, scramble, and they all describe different ways to cook eggs.
A fried egg is when you cook it in a pan with a little oil or butter. You can see the yolk, the yellow part in the middle.
A boiled egg is when you put the whole egg in water and boil it. If you boil it just for a few minutes, the yolk is still soft. We call that a soft-boiled egg. If you boil it longer, it becomes hard. That's a hard-boiled egg.
And scrambled eggs are when you mix the eggs together before cooking them. They become soft and fluffy. Is that the word?
Yes, fluffy. Soft and fluffy. I love scrambled eggs.
Me too, actually. I make them with a little bit of butter and... Okay, I'm getting hungry.
Focus, Ben.
Right, sorry.
Okay, more vocabulary. Cereal. This is a very common breakfast, especially in the US and the UK. You put cereal in a bowl, add milk, and eat.
emphasizing here, I eat cereal with milk. The preposition here is with, not I eat cereal and milk. We say with. Cereal with milk. Toast with butter. Coffee with sugar.
Great point. The word with is really important for food vocabulary. With shows us what we combine things with.
Other options, yogurt, Y-O-U-G-U-R-T. I eat yogurt for breakfast. Some people add fruit to their yogurt. Fruit like banana, strawberries, blueberries.
And then there's orange juice, or just juice. I drink orange juice every morning.
Notice we say drink for liquids. I drink coffee. I drink juice. I drink water.
And we say eat for solid food. I eat toast. I eat eggs. I eat cereal.
Two very basic but super important verbs, eat and drink.
Okay, so now let's talk about routines, because this episode is not just about the kitchen, it's about your morning routine, the things you do regularly, every day.
And for that, we use frequency adverbs. These are words that tell us how often something happens.
Let's go through the most common ones. Always, usually, often, sometimes, rarely, never.
I always make coffee in the morning. That means every single day, without exception.
I usually eat breakfast before 8 o'clock. Usually means most of the time, maybe not always, but almost always.
I sometimes skip breakfast. To skip something means to not do it. I sometimes skip breakfast when I'm in a hurry. In a hurry, that means when you don't have much time and you need to go fast.
I rarely eat cereal. Rarely means almost never, not a common thing for you.
And I never drink tea in the morning. Never means 0 times, not once.
Now, where do these words go in a sentence? This is important. In English, frequency adverbs go before the main verb.
I always make coffee, not I make always coffee, before the verb.
Contrasting, but with the verb to be, they go after.
Breakfast is usually quick, not breakfast usually is quick. After is.
Yeah, that one trips people up. Just remember, with be, the adverb comes after. With other verbs, it comes before.
Let's do a quick example. I am usually tired in the morning. I usually drink coffee to wake up. See the difference?
Perfect. And speaking of waking up, let's talk about some useful phrasal verbs for the morning routine.
Phrasal verbs, yes. So a phrasal verb is a verb plus a preposition or adverb that creates a new meaning.
The first one is wake up. I wake up at 7. This means you stop sleeping, your eyes open, the day begins.
Sometimes with the help of an alarm, or in my case, 3 alarms.
Yes, I wake up when my alarm goes off. That's another good one. To go off means to make a sound, like an alarm or a phone notification.
My alarm goes off at 6:30. The smoke alarm went off because I burnt my toast.
Has that happened to you?
More than once. The toaster and we have a complicated relationship.
Okay, more phrasal verbs. To get up. This is slightly different from wake up. To wake up is when you stop sleeping. To get up is when you actually leave the bed and stand.
I wake up at 7, but I get up at 7:15 because those first 15 minutes, you're just looking at your phone or staring at the ceiling.
We all do that. Okay, and then you put on the kettle. To put on the kettle means to start heating water. I put on the kettle first thing in the morning.
First thing is a great expression. First thing in the morning means the very first action you do after waking up. The first thing I do in the morning is check my phone. Maybe not the healthiest habit, but very common.
No judgment here.
Okay, let's move to some slightly more advanced stuff. Still very practical, but for people who already know the basics and want to sound more natural.
One thing that makes your English sound more fluent is using collocations. A collocation is a pair of words that go together naturally, like bread and butter. They just belong together.
Good one. So in the kitchen, here are some common collocations. Brew coffee. To brew coffee means to prepare it, to let the coffee go through the water. It's a bit more specific than make. I brew my coffee in a French press.
Or boil the kettle, not heat the kettle. We say boil the kettle. I'll boil the kettle and make some tea.
Slice the bread, not cut the bread. Well, you can say cut, but slice sounds more specific. It means to cut into thin, flat pieces. I slice the bread and put it in the toaster.
Spread butter on toast. To spread means to push something soft across a surface. I spread peanut butter on my toast. I spread jam on my bread.
By the way, jam and jelly are similar but different. Jam has pieces of fruit in it. Jelly is smoother, more clear. In the UK, they mostly say jam. In the US, both words are used.
Good to know. Okay, another useful collocation, set the table. To set the table means to put plates, cups, cutlery, that's forks, knives, and spoons, onto the table before eating. I set the table while my partner makes breakfast. Very common in households where people share the work.
And the opposite, clear the table. To clear the table means to take everything away after eating. After breakfast, I clear the table and wash the dishes.
Wash the dishes, or in more modern homes, load the dishwasher. To load something means to put things into it.
I load the dishwasher after every meal. That's B1 level vocabulary, practical and real.
And if you want to sound even more natural, you can use I tend to or I'm in the habit of.
Yes, I tend to eat breakfast quickly because I'm always running late. Tend to means usually, as a habit.
I'm in the habit of making a big breakfast on Sundays. This means it's something you do regularly, almost automatically.
These phrases are great because they sound very native, very natural. Not wrong, but also not too formal. Okay, we want to give you something to listen to and practice with. So Emma and I are going to do a quick kitchen morning dialogue. Just two people talking, very natural. See how much you understand.
Ready?
Ready. Okay. Shifted to dialogue mode. Hey, you're up early.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep. I've been up since 6. Did you put the coffee on?
I was just about to. Do you want the strong stuff or the regular?
Strong, please. I have a meeting at 8:30.
Rough. Do you want anything to eat? I'm making eggs.
Scrambled?
Fried, actually, unless you want scrambled.
No, fried is fine. Can you do toast as well? There's still some bread left.
Sure, I'll slice a couple of pieces. The toaster's been acting up, though. It burned my toast yesterday.
Just watch it. Don't walk away from it.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, did you catch everything?
Let's go over a few things from that dialogue. Did you put the coffee on? This is a very natural way to ask if someone started making the coffee. To put something on in this context means to start it.
I was just about to. This phrase means you were going to do something very soon, just before being asked. I was just about to call you. I was just about to leave. Very useful.
Do you want the strong stuff? Using stuff informally refers to things. In this case, coffee. It's casual, friendly. Not for a business meeting, but perfect for home.
The toaster's been acting up. To act up means something is not working properly. My phone has been acting up. The printer is acting up again. Very natural expression.
And a couple of means two or approximately two. I'll slice a couple of pieces. It's informal, more natural than saying 2 pieces every time.
Okay, let's do a quick recap before we go. We covered a lot today.
We did. Kitchen actions, make coffee, boil water, fry eggs, scramble eggs, slice bread, spread butter, set the table, clear the table.
Vocabulary: mug, cup, bowl, toaster, kettle, cereal, yogurt, juice.
Phrasal verbs: wake up, get up, go off, put on, act up.
Frequency adverbs: always, usually, often, sometimes, rarely, never. And remember where they go in a sentence.
And collocations: brew coffee, boil the kettle, load the dishwasher. These are the word combinations that make your English sound more natural. If you want to practice, here's a little challenge. Tomorrow morning when you're in the kitchen, try to narrate what you're doing in English, even just in your head.
I'm boiling the kettle. I'm making toast. I'm spreading butter on my bread. Just talk to yourself. It helps more than you think.
And if your toast burns, you can say the toaster is acting up and you'll sound completely fluent.
That is the goal. All right, thank you so much for listening to Digital English.
Take care of yourselves. Drink your coffee while it's hot.
And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.